Hello, my name is Chris Tolman. I am an essential 911 dispatcher who was evicted from town housing. 2 years ago, after a verbal complaint was made to Deputy Chief Gibson regarding the breach of contract, we were promised 14 spots at the training that MPD would be providing for the community service officers. Leading up to the training, several emails were exchanged regarding uniforms and appropriate sizes. When we arrived there were no uniforms provided for the dispatchers. However, every single CSO was suited up and ready for the training. Only the CSOs were allowed to complete the training that day and went on to earn thousands and thousands of dollars in detail work. What the public may not know is that to become a certified flagger in the state of Massachusetts, you must meet the state requirements. Nantucket Police Department did not. In 2025, NPD provided the same fraudulent training again for the CSOs, fully aware it was not compliant, but also fully aware it would continue to keep us dispatchers on the sidelines. Of course, we were not invited in 2025. For 2 years under the Casper administration, every single one of these CSOs went on to direct traffic, ways, school crossings, putting every pedestrian, motorist, child, and themselves at great liability due to this department's inability to make things right. It's been a 2.5 year battle. It's a shame on this town and the select board for not righting these wrongs. And I just hope I don't get fired tomorrow in the lobby of the police department. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Nantucket Select Board. My name is Chris Reynolds. I am also a dispatcher in this very building. Let me start by thanking you for the chance to speak, to address you, all the citizens in this room, and everybody tuning in through NCTV right now. I've served here on Nantucket for the last 10 years and another 8 years on the Cape before that for the Orleans Police Department. I say this to impress upon you the importance that the field of public service holds in my heart. This is not a job. At the very least, it is a career, but at its most pure, it's a calling. I have answered that call just like my father and his brothers before me. 2 served in Vietnam. The other 4 were in the fire service for years. 2 of them retired as captains. So yes, you could say that public service runs in my blood. It's in my DNA. It's who I am. I intended to read a statement tonight regarding the timeline of the grievance that myself and the other dispatchers are currently engaged in against the town. But then I took a step back and thought that I should probably seek the counsel of my attorney first to make sure I was making the right decision. He told me not to. His exact words were, "You've got your job and family to think about. I know it's upsetting, but you're sticking your neck out." I decided to heed his advice and stay quiet. But then, as I was leaving the house to come here tonight, planning only to attend out of solidarity, I looked my wife and daughter in the eye, and that's when it hit me. I wanted to continue to be able to look them in the eye, and also myself. I needed to speak up. What's happening here is wrong. The fact that I felt the need to seek legal counsel before speaking the truth is wrong. This is America. We fight for what's right here. No one should feel the way that I and my fellow dispatchers feel right now. As I said previously, I have been a dispatcher for 18 years and a member of the general workforce for over 27 years. And in all those years, I have never seen a more demoralized group than myself and my fellow dispatchers are at this very moment. Now, 2 weeks ago today, our assistant supervisor, Patrick Considine, stood before this very board to speak on our behalf. The hope that this would finally be the turning point in our struggle quickly turned to despair when, the very next day, he was fired. Despite this, we continue to come to work every day to do our jobs with quiet courage. We give our all serving the members of this community, often in the worst moments of their lives. We do it despite the ever-present fear of discipline or termination, because if they can do it to Pat, they can do it to any of us. We do it because we all feel the call of public service and because nobody else on this island can do what we do. So I ask you now to do what is right and help us in our struggle for what is contractually owed to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Patrick Considine, former 911 Communications Assistant Supervisor. The last time you saw me was April 29th. Less than 24 hours later, I was fired. Adding insult to injury, Human Resource Director Amanda Perry served me termination papers in the public first floor lobby of the police department in front of coworkers and community members rather than privately in the HR office. So how did we get here? After living on Nantucket for 10 years, I finally found my career path in 2015 when I was hired as a 911 dispatcher at MPD. During my time at MPD, as both dispatcher and supervisor, there has never been one instance where I have been disciplined internally or have had a public complaint filed against me. In fact, not only was I promoted to operate the 911 Communications Department under Chief Pittman in 2023, the position was created specifically for me. Then everything changed. Chief Jody Casper, since becoming Chief of Police in 2024, the 911 Communications Department has lost 4 dispatches on your watch. Due to the hostile work environment you have created, 2 tenured dispatchers retired as a means of escape, and as you all know, I was terminated. And just hours later, another dispatcher resigned. This is not okay. In fact, a recent evaluation of the 911 Communications Department conducted by an independent outside company hired by Casper concluded that the department should be staffed with 12 full-time employees. Chief Casper currently only has 9 full-time employees heading into the Nantucket's busiest season. An understaffed, underappreciated 911 center is a recipe for disaster that no one in this community can afford. For more than a decade, I have proudly served this island alongside my fellow dispatchers, who frankly have become more like family. In fact, I can assure you that while they are answering the worst call of your lives, they are also sometimes dealing with the worst moments of their own, but they continue to show up proudly to serve. I was wrongfully terminated. Along with my union counsel, I will be appearing before the select board tomorrow to once again defend myself. The only difference this time is the Massachusetts Commission Against Discrimination has started a formal investigation into the Nantucket Police Department. In closing, I do have a few questions that need to be addressed by this board. Town Manager Gibson, why did you ignore a notarized statement submitted to you by Supervisor Melinda Burns, a 42-year town employee who clearly stated she witnessed Training Lieutenant Brendan Coakley threaten me? You will never do details no matter what your contract states, while standing in the middle of the communications department in May 2024. HR Director Amanda Perry, why did you allow investigator Arthur Parker to continue to interrogate dispatcher Perez after she invoked her rights to union counsel 4 to 5 times? In fact, can you confirm he responded with, well, the town needs to do their job? Lastly, before I go, Town Manager Gibson, how is your relationship with Deputy Police Chief Charles Gibson not considered a conflict of interest or ethical issue? Thank you.
Thank you.